Hi everybody. I know you guys probably miss me because it's been a while. A lot has happened ever since I got back here in America from the Philippines. My last video, I told you guys that I will come back in the right time. Of course, I don't really follow what I want. Sometimes it's what needs to be done. That's what I end up doing. And at the time, my mission at the time was Divine Masculines. And of course, in any assignment, in any mission that's given, it takes a lot of sacrifice and a lot of preparation and a lot of energy. You have to be not only, I would say, mature in your spiritual growth, but your overall spirituality as an individual and your connection with your higher self. You both have to be at one if you truly want to, succeed in whatever goal that is, whatever mission that is. At the time, the mission that was given to me was to connect with Divine Masculine shadow work. And we all know shadow work is not easy. There's a lot of, fears that you have to overcome. And sometimes those fears are not even presented to you because it's either, and this is generalized because again, not all Divine Masculines are the same. But to generalize it all, the one thing that Divine Masculines have in common, when something hurts Divine Masculines, whatever it is, whether it's a memory, whether it's regret, whether it's resentment, whether it's grief, losing someone or losing something, whatever it is, that something could be as simple as a kind gesture that your twin flame didn't give you at the time that you needed it, at the time that it could have changed you for the better, but your twin failed in that life, in giving you your needs. Because again, it doesn't mean we're twin flames, we're perfect. No such thing. There's no such thing. And a lot of false twins and a lot of fake spiritual beings, it's easy for them to say that, oh, it's just a moving on. You can move on and, get back where you started. For true twin flames, that's not the case. Because our emotions is so deep, because our spiritual connection is very strong, what tends to happen is the severity, the intensity when we fail our twin or when they fail us in our needs, right? Again, I'm generalizing because not every situation is the same, correct? Well, having gone through the shadow work of Divine Masculines, darker fears, walking that spiritual path that was destined for them, I only lasted 3 days and 2 nights. Yes, there's a reason why God decided for me to be a divine feminine and not a divine masculine. There's a reason for everything, right? But at the time, I wanted to make it easier for my twin to carry the burden, even though it's not in the right time for her yet, because only God knows that, and of course her higher self knows that. Nobody else knows that. So, I wanted to help my twin, and the only way I thought of doing it was to learn more about divine masculines. And how I learn is through experience. That's why you guys see I'm very confident and very comfortable, asking myself questions in front of all of you. It doesn't scare me, because everything I say, everything I share, that I've experienced it myself. Who else is a better teacher than the ones who experience it and have walked through it, right? It's 12:55. So again, it's meant for me to make this video. You guys know, again, as I always said, I don't make YouTube to be famous or what. This is for really the purpose of fulfilling my mission to God, and our mission that our Almighty God in heaven and the angels have entrusted to us to fulfill. And so not really of my desires is what's really being followed. When the heavens speak to me, I do what needs to be done, regardless. And that's the difference between earth angels, those who are naturally angelic beings prior to, incarnation. We all have one thing in common. We don't always follow what we want when it comes to spirituality. But when it comes to physical matters and when it comes to materialistic things in this world, we tend to get very angry when we don't get what we want, right? It's that shadow work that we have to go through and go back and forth with, But we're just so used to being dominant, and we're so used to being leaders that sometimes, when it comes to the things of this world, it's just our nature to be leaders. And when it comes to spirituality, that is the only time that we're humble, right? But anyway, that's just a little bit info to you guys. So at the time, I only lasted 3 days and 2 nights. I went through a very deep stage of awakening to the purpose of divine masculines and why they have went through so much darkness in their life, so much grief, so much loss, so much pain, and it's not easy, it's not. And I know that divine masculines have always been misunderstood by many, especially now where you see many people talking about twin flames, and you hear about twin flames now on Netflix. I mean, it's crazy how far we've come and how far, people know about us now. But it's because the darkness of this world, they know who we are, and they know we are here, and they know that many of us are awakening. And I realized that, again, I'm speaking through experience because I chose to go through it willingly. Again, I only lasted 3 days. But in those 3 days, I learned a lot. I learned so much, how delicate, how sensitive, how gentle divine masculines really are. They were just built different. And again, it's all about frequency. It's all about energy. Because again, we live in this world that evolves around energy. So you cannot say that your vibrational energy now does not matter the next day or in the future. Your vibrational energy is your identity. It's who you are. And if you are consistent in it, which means to say you always carry yourself in high vibration mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, it will vibrate to those around you, and that alone is already fulfilling your spiritual duty, your spiritual work that you were here supposed to be here to do. Okay. And a lot of people think that, oh, it's a specific mission. Not for everybody, because again, that depends with God. Our Almighty God in heaven is the one that decides what mission He gives you. And yes, there's a way to find out. Those like me and my twin are the only ones who can see things like that. Because again, we're highly angelic beings. That's our truest form. That's our truest nature, spiritually. So, you know, and again, I'm not saying this to brag. You can check me spiritually if you want. You guys know I have a bad temper. That's not gonna go away. And that bad temper of mine is really not meant for others. It's only meant for, you know who. You know who they are. And it took a while for me to make peace with that. And it took time for me to embrace it as well as a strength, more so than a burden, and that alone is the same as going through the shadow work that you have to go through of accepting and renewing who you are and embracing it to the point where, yes, this is the reality, that this is a part of me, but this is not my entirety. Hopefully that makes sense. So having gone through those 3 days of training, I would say they were training, I had a very highly spiritual, divine masculine spirit guide who was assisting me, teaching me. And that highly spiritual guide was assigned to me by the heavens, and of course with the blessing of our Almighty God. And again, I learned a lot. And the reason for me sharing this is because I know there's a lot of you divine masculines, especially the few of you that I was talking to at the time, and I had no choice. I had to cut it short. And I apologize. I am apologizing right now in this video because it was unannounced, unexpected. I was really confident at the time, which is my fault. My mistake. I'm humbly saying it, because again, sometimes I can be overly confident, because I'm a very challenging person and I'm not a quitter, and I love challenges, and I just really believed that I could do it, for the sake of my twin. Unfortunately, I couldn't continue, to the point where the heavens and my spirit guide have decided to put a pause to it. In the right time, I will go back to it if need be. And they told me to stop posting videos on YouTube. And that's why I made that video that I will return in a while. And now you may be wondering, well, it's been 5 months and now I'm posting a video again. Well, the reason for this is because of the fact that the heavens have understood how I feel. And I want to be prepared. I want to prepare what I need to prepare for each and every one of you, because it's the most that I can do. And yes, I have a mission that I'm actually doing now, which for those of you who your spiritual eye can see me, and those of you who your higher selves are beside you who can see me, I'm sure you see what my body is made of and the purpose of that. So again, each one of us have a mission in this life, right? Each life is different, not the same. And each individual, each spiritual being has a certain purpose. And sometimes that purpose is connected to your identity of who you temporarily awaken to at the time and moment that you are being called to awaken, of who and what you are. You can repeat that again if you don't understand the first time. I know sometimes when I talk it's very deep. And I have to remind myself that there are many of you that is just beginning to, awaken. And I'm sorry if there's times that I go too deep in certain things and too fast in explaining. Just rewind. So as I was saying, for example, since you guys know I love to give examples. For example, you awaken about the spiritual meaning of tarot cards, divination tools, things like that. And now you come to a realization that, it could be manipulated, right? Because there are third parties. There are tarot readers who are allowing themselves to be influenced by demonic, presence, by evil presence, by evil spirits, and they don't even know. They're not sure. It's like a hunch, and they believe that hunch. So you are putting your spirit, your soul at risk in the hands of someone who is only believing in that hunch, right? Not safe. It's not safe. And for those of you who have been watching me, I've been constantly saying that do not go to a third party, right? Because it's not safe. And you shouldn't have to. Again, you can come to me, but that's your choice, right? You guys know that I'm not forcing anything. I'm not even promoting anything. I don't need to do that. Your higher selves know me very well. Because my spiritual gifts, my specialty is spirits themselves, the spirit world. You know me very well, very, very well, if you're truly highly spiritually gifted. So, I'm an exception. As a kind, humble gesture is what I'm saying. Which is your free will to choose. But let's say if you're me, right? And yes, I did do tarot readings before. Yes, I awakened to how to do it. I awakened to, the meaning of it, how to read, how to, to use your intuition, right? I never ever called spirits in a reading. I never invited a third party in a reading. I always connected with your higher self, and that's it. And not many people awaken in that way. I mean, again, everybody's different, right? It also depends with your culture, and it depends with how you're brought up. It depends with your surroundings and the people that you're so used to, listening to, and how you grew up, right? Your maturity in making decisions and thinking for yourself. So all those things come to play. That's why everything's connected. And I'm just explaining, and I know I'm going very detailed, but I'm explaining to you guys. When someone awakens to divination tools, it doesn't mean that they're evil. But when you awaken to the truth that you shouldn't even be using it, and you continue to use it by also inviting third parties in the spiritual world that you should actually be helping to move on, but instead you're tying them to you to do bidding for you. Because again, every tarot reader wants something. That's money. Let's take the bullshit away and be real. Why do you do tarot reading? You wouldn't do it for free. What else is the reason? Money. So, if you were like me, you have awakened to that truth, then you already know what's right and wrong. You will also awaken in the right time to know what's right and wrong. Many of you have awakened to your past lives of being a witch, being a wizard, having done bad things before, and it's 111. I'm just gonna show it here on my phone so it's legit. See? Many of you have awakened to a lot of things in your past lives, and parts of those may be moments, memories, sections of little bits and pieces. Those are the things that is helping you make the right decisions to not make the same mistakes, not make the same choices and decisions that you have done in the past. So awakening to divination tools is just a way for you to ascend, but it's not the one thing and the only thing that you should attach yourself to and depend your spiritual growth and spiritual ascension to ascend. Does that make sense? It's just meant for the moment. It's not meant for you to act on it and to continue acting on it. Because, again, if you're not like me, who can block demons, who can fight demons, who demons are afraid of, you shouldn't even be touching tarot cards. And I mean that sincerely. So, there are things that we awaken to that is only meant for the moment. Only for the moment. It is meant to show you something, give you an understanding of that something, whether it's this small. Again, I'm generalizing because everybody's different, and there's a lot of things that I've come to realization with, and because of that, the heavens have given me an extra assignment, which is what I really want to do, and is focus on the website. The website is up and running again. I'm working on the mobile app. I will be updating there. I already posted a blog. You could check that on the announcements and updates on the website. So please, check it, read it, click on it. It gives you more in-depth detail what really happened to me in those 3 days and 2 nights. On top of that, I have a message I'm hearing in heaven to inform you all. Many of you light workers in my channel, there are a few of you who have noticed abandoned homes and have noticed abandoned places, and I see that their spirit's always constantly coming to each and every one of you asking for help. Every Sunday, okay, I'm gonna announce right now, every Sunday I open the gates of heaven so that the spirits can come up at the hospital that I am in, that I'm working in, here in LA. So, I am giving permission to your higher selves to communicate with me through dreams. I know many of you light workers are spiritually gifted and you're capable to do that. So, I am giving you permission, if you watch this video, communicate with me through your dreams, and my higher self will communicate with you and will tell you instructions on what to do. Again, this video is blessed because I wouldn't be posting this video and informing you guys if the heavens didn't approve it as well. So that's one of my missions. I open the gates of heaven so that those who have passed away, whether it be children who have died and were abandoned, I raise them up. That is my mission here. That's one of them. There are a few light workers that are capable to do the same. They open a light that spirits can walk into, but they have been distracted by demonic presence and dark entities, evil spirits. So sometimes it's unsuccessful because in order to open the light, in order to open the gates of heaven, you have to really know how to protect the space. And that's a lot of energy work. Usually you need more than 2 people to assist you in order for that space to be cleansed. For someone like me, I don't need all of that. With a snap of a finger, I can make it happen. And every one of you know, your higher selves, I'm sure you've heard me every Sunday when I pray. So, I am inviting. Let's work together. Speak to me through dreams, and we'll have a conversation. So, that is all for now. I'm updating the website and working on the mobile app. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys.